All right, so for today, for classwork, we have Formula 2. All right, so I have one person who already turned this in. Is this a virtual student? Mr. Rouse, I'm going to pause. Formula 2 today that we're going to want to recreate. So up here, you are going to see that we have a merged cell that is A1 to H1 test scores, and that is stretched up and down as well. All right, then we have A2 B2 merged, C2 D2 merged, E2 F2 merged, G2 merged, H2 merged. All right, and we have a set of names that go from row 3 down to 17. First names, last names, cities, states, everything nice and stretched, nice and correctly. All right. States centered, capitalized, of course. Numbers centered, number centered. All of that should be familiar. We also have alternating row colors turned on as well. Now, the big thing here is making sure that we know how to do sum and average correctly. So sum and average correctly. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I can just do this sheet here. So you can see I have a couple examples in there. I have that answered. So you can see there when I click on it, it says the sum of E3 and F3. So I'm just adding up 23 and 16, and of course it equals 19. The next one over you can see is the sum of E3 and F3. Now, of course, we know that average does not include sum. So that is one of the mistakes that students make. You need to make sure that you are telling this spreadsheet, your computer, that you are not including sum in the average. So if I go down here, so I got 99 and 62, so that'd be what, 161, right? I can do that in my head, but some of these will be a little bit more complicated, and eventually it will be for sure too difficult to do in your head. So I'm going to hit my triple dots, and I'm going to go down to my functions, and you can see I have sum. And it's going to say equals sum, and it doesn't know what numbers to add. So I'm going to highlight 99 and 62, and you can see up here it says E5 and F5, and then it gives me a preview of what that number is. And I hit return, and that is going to put 161 in there. Now it's not bold and it's not centered, so I'm going to have to make sure that I do that. All right, like so. Next one over. Now, average. All right. I'm going to hit that drop down, and now I'm going to select average. And again, it doesn't know what to add, and so I need to make sure that I am only adding this or averaging the scores. 99, 62, I don't know, 80 or something like that, 81 maybe. I'm going to highlight those two. Ooh, look at how close I was. E5 and F5, that is what I want, and I'm going to average that, all right? And I'm going to center that, bold that. You can do all of that after, of course. All right, so I'm going to do one more here. Again, I'm just going to do the sum, just those two, enter, all right, and then average. Again, if I screw up and I do average and do those three numbers, that's going to be wrong. 80.6 versus 60.5. So make sure, again, your average are only the average of the two scores. Do not include sum in the average. All right, when you are done, everything should be filled in, and like I said, alternating colors, looking nice and pretty. You pick the colors, capitals, periods, make it look professional. Take your time. All right. Any questions from anybody?